Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have our roofers here on this massive monster of a house going in the Temecula wine country. So we're going to go up right now and find out what's happening. I pointed out in the previous video we have this foam down here. This foam is cut on an angle to give us our slope up top because it's a flat roof. And then we have a TPO product that's going over that. It's just a chemically enhanced rubber membrane, and I'll cover that when we get up there. So let's go up top right now and find out what these guys are doing. I know one thing's for sure, they're baking hot. It's hotter than Chris Pratt and spandex out here. So these guys are up there, you know, and this thing is white. The stuff that we're putting down is all white, so the sun is really reflecting off of it. So it's probably about 135 degrees up there on top of this roof. So let's go up there and check out what's happening. While we're here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join the channel. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and follow us along on all of our projects. So let's get right into it and see what's happening up on top of this thing. Okay, so I mentioned in the previous video, we have this foam. We have all hundreds of pieces of it, and it's all numbered, and it goes together like a puzzle. And it's cut from, it might be thin on one end and real thick on the other end. That's how we get our fall, right? You can see this says goes from 1.5 to 2.5 inches, right? You can see this one here. You can see how it's thin right here. It's about a little less than 1.5 there. And then over here, it's about 2.5. So we have hundreds of bundles of these things, you know, probably a couple thousand pieces. And like I said, it all goes together like a puzzle. This is all laid out in a drawing, and then these guys just match the numbers up when they get up on the roof, because this roof is flat, you know. And then going over this, we have a product called TPO. You'll see it up above. It's a white product, and it's basically just a single ply membrane that's made out of rubber and other synthetics, right? And it can be you know, mechanically attached or fastened or chemically adhered to insulation, right? It creates a awesome layer of protection. They use this in commercial buildings, and it basically will last forever, especially if it's maintained. But it's a rubber product, so it's like car tires, you know. It's just white. So let's go up right now, and you can see up there he's spraying adhesive, right? He's spraying adhesive where this TPO is going to wrap over the top, and then we have metal that's going to go over that. But we want to make sure that there's no openings underneath our metal, no holes or any kind of penetrations for any kind of moisture to get through. So let's go up right now and check out what's going on. Okay, you can see it right here, right? See how it wraps over the top? This stuff's about 1/16 of an inch thick, but it's basically just a rubber product. But you see they put glue on top of this shear panel plywood here, and they wrap this stuff up over the top, and then we will have metal cladding that goes up and over that. So the metal cladding won't be white, right? It'll probably be a black or a dark charcoal gray to match that steel that we're going to paint. But you know, we want to make sure that we don't ever get any leaks or have any water sitting anywhere up here. So you can see how it all overlaps. They heat this up with a machine, right? It's just a rubber welder. They call it a dog because you'll see it, it looks like a little cart. And they heat this seam up to about 1450 degrees. So you definitely don't want to touch that. But they wrap this up. That wall is going to get stucco over there. But see, what we'll do is we'll put our stucco screed down below, or mill core, and I'll point that out when we get to it. And then our stucco will come over that, so there'll be no chance for water to get into these walls, because that goes on into the interior. And then you can see right here, we have our plumbing vents coming up out of the roof, and then we have these boots that go over it, and these boots are chemically attached with the dog, right? 1450 degrees. Then we put a clamp right here, right? We clamp it down, and then we seal it with a 50-year adhesive. We seal it on there, and now there's no chance for water getting in any of these vents. So you can see they've done it here. They've wrapped it up on all the walls, and you can see behind it we had to put shear panel behind it because you need 6 to 8 inches for this stuff to come up on, and then our stucco will come down over it, right? So no chance of water getting in these corners, and all the seams are sealed, right? So underneath this is all the foam I was talking about. And you also probably saw in a previous video, we had to bring our air conditioning, heating and air duct out, so we had to build this custom box over it. But basically, this is it, right? It's like a swimming pool, okay? However, this all slopes to where our drains are gonna go. You can see right here, there's an X laid out right here. This is the low spot, and we'll put drain here. We have one going over there underneath that roll. Okay, same here. Gonna have metal coming up and over this. Over here, this gets stucco because it's visible from down below. Anything that's visible from coming up the driveway is going to get stucco. You can see where the water is going to run off onto this C channel. We have a trough behind there, right? See the trough down behind the C channel, and the water will go out down there. The welder has to still push these together and weld it, but the water will go out the corner, and we'll have chains called drain chains going down. Everywhere that there's fasteners, they put these patches over it. They heat up the patch and put it over where all these joints come together. Very professional. Let's go up top, see what's happening up there with the foam. These guys are moving right along. Same here. Here's the mechanical room. You can see where they wrapped it up because this mechanical room is actually going to get metal siding. You can see the glue on the back of it. Right, here's the foam underneath. Okay. Looking good out here. Here's the trough over here. Right? You can see where the drains are gonna go. Right there. Okay, here's the mechanical fasteners I was talking about. See them right here. They're like big metal washers that have a screw that go in the middle of them. We'll grab one over here so you can take a look. But underneath this, like I said, we have foam that goes from high to low, cut on an angle so the water will run off into these troughs. Man, it is hot up here. We have a drain that's gonna go here, right? See, this goes from high. See how it drops down? We have a drain that's gonna go over there. All this will get wrapped with TPO. These are boots right here where our heating and air duct's gonna come out for our fans in the bathrooms and the laundry room, right? We have ducting that comes out here and gets a cap on it. There's the boots. Okay, this is what they call the dog, right? You can see this handle, they lower this down. This gets up to 1450 degrees, okay? Or 1250, 1150, something around that range. And it heats up this seam. It goes underneath this seam right here, and it heats it up and just melts this down onto the top of the other pieces. So these overlap by about 6 inches. You can see where they cut it around the vents before they put their boot on. Okay, I'll show you right now. See these metal washers, right? They have these little spikes on the bottom, right? Mechanically adhere these onto this, and they put a screw through the middle, and then underneath you can see the foam. Okay, there's the foam under there. Same thing, they mechanically attach these with these big washers. Okay, they use bigger ones for the foam, and then they put this down, but they heat these joints up and then adhere it to the other side. Okay, here's the big screws that they use. These things are giant, right? So yeah, huge ones. Look at these, where the foam gets real thick, because like I said, some of this foam, you know, is six inches thick on one end and drops down to like 1 or 2 inches. You can see where it drops down here. See where it goes from the high point over there, goes real low, and then we'll have a drain right there. We want to make sure that this water is traveling. So we're going about 1/4 inch per foot of fall. You don't want to fall off of there, right? That's a long way down. So the last thing you want to do is back off of that. Okay, looking good up here. Here's the foam. You see how thick this one is, right? And then look how thin it gets. So, like I said, all of these are numbered, and they just go by the numbers and put them all together to get the fall that they need. Let's go over here and check it out. He's cutting this piece right here, right? Okay, he's making all the cuts he needs, because this needs to fall from this wall right here. Needs to fall this way off into this trough. They're making sure everything's nice and clean, no debris underneath. You know, you don't want anything that's going to possibly, any loose nails or anything. You want to make sure all these nails are secure and they're not proud, or proud means sticking up out of the lumber, because you don't want it poking through the membrane, which it won't in this case, because we have this foam going on here. And see, you can stand on this foam. I weigh 218 pounds. I'm not denting this foam at all. Oh my gosh, it is hot up here. So that's it. This is how this is done, right? You can see here, my HVAC guy, he didn't realize there was foam going up here, so he ran his ducting, but I'll have him come take that out. They'll cut this anyway, and then put their boot on, and he can run his ducting up through the boot. Oh, you see his foam? Look at that, no dent. Okay, what do you think? Hot up here, right? See, these guys know how to dress so they don't get skin cancer, right? They got the sombrero, everything. They got it all covered. So that's what's happening. Here's the rolls of TPO, right? Comes in big rolls, but we still have a lot to do. You see that massive C channel, tons of steel. This place is gonna be awesome, but you know, I don't care who you are or how great of a builder you are, flat roof is the enemy. And we don't want flat roof. You can see over there how it's sloping. We use the foam to slope it. Okay, we do not want water sitting ever, never. And like I said, this is like a rubber membrane, right? And has other materials in it that make this stuff last forever. It's been a proven product, right? You can use PVC or you can use TPO. It's a proven product in the commercial industry, has been for years, and they've done nothing but improve on it in the years. But anyway, that's what's happening up here today. They'll come through. You'll see how they marked it for their foam, the pieces they need to cut. They'll come through with the dog, and they'll heat this up, and then they will glue this edge down and then put their mechanical fasteners. Okay, so there's a lot going on this project, right? We got our fire sprinkler guys here down below. We still have low voltage wires, alarm wiring. We have our windows going in a couple days, right? Our framers have been down making sure all the door jambs and everything are nice and plumb. Okay, because we're gonna have to actually hang the doors, the interior door jambs. We're gonna have to hang those before we drywall, because, and I'll cover this when we get to drywall, it's getting curved, so there's a little slot cut in the door jambs, and we get corner metal for the drywall going into those door jambs. There is no molding going around these jambs. So we wanted to make sure that all of our pocket door headers and everything are nice and plumb and level. So my framers are down below doing that. And we're moving right along, but it's been extremely hot. And like I said, working on this stuff, you have the sun radiating up. So I'm gonna get off of here because I don't have any sunscreen on. But that's what's happening out here today. My name is Paul Taylor. I own and operate TCI Development. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. It just helps YouTube to recommend our video to other people. And because we are relatively a new channel, we're still trying to get in with that algorithm thing. So give us a thumbs up on the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on all of our other projects. And hopefully you can learn something by watching our projects. That'll help you with your project. Stay cool and you guys have an awesome day.